All right. So what were some of the entry strategies we had yesterday? We had exporting. We had joint venture. What else? And you all can look in the book if you want. Licensing. What is a common form of licensing? Common form of licensing. Anybody? Let's see. Who was that?
Franchising.
I said patent.
What else? You have subsidiaries. Strategic alliance. And then you have acquisition. And that can be, of course, when we talk about acquisition, we're talking about at least 51%. And it could actually go up to, well, actually, it can go up to buying the whole company or having it be wholly owned. Wholly owned subsidiary. Now, sometimes you have a company that you set up. Let's say, again, you're ABC. This is country A. Let's say this is our country. This is country B. Now, you can set up a branch. And I don't know if I mentioned that word last time, branch. So this is the headquarters here. And you set up an extension, which is what a branch is. It's just an extension in country B. So you got the same logo, same corporate policies, except you got to adjust for the new country. But it's the same company. It's just that you have a branch in another location. And the difference here is that you have, with the branch, is that you have a different set of environmental factors. You have different politics, different legal, different financial, so on and so forth. All these different things. Now, let's say that you decide instead of establishing a branch, you're going to open up a subsidiary. And that subsidiary is called XYZ. Let's make it a different color. Now, this is your company. You're investing in country B, and you're establishing a new company, which is a subsidiary of ABC. And it's going to be managed by, obviously, locals, staffed by locals and operated by locals. but of course, you're the parent company. How does this differ from a branch? Or does it differ at all? So you have the idea of a branch versus subsidiary. Branch we know is an extension. A subsidiary can be a separate company. Now, we look at this, a separate company has a different name. It may have a totally different set of policies, and in some cases with a subsidiary, you could actually buy, as I have here, if you buy 51% of a company that already exists, and that can also become your subsidiary. You don't have to actually establish a subsidiary from the ground up. You can actually buy a company through this acquisition. So this company may have a different logo, different trademarks, different everything in terms of its history. And it also has obviously a local flavor, which means that it may have, if you have purchased that company, it already has a history and a track record, as opposed to if I have ABC, they know that's a foreign company. And, you know, they may feel good about it or may not. They may prefer to do business with XYZ because it has a kind of a local appeal, as opposed to ABC, which they know is a foreign company. So these are just some nuances when you get into market entry. And then the idea of having to staff, you know, the staffing that you have to do. If you have a subsidiary here and you have to deal with staffing issues, now comes the part where you have to deal with training. You have to establish different policies. If this is your company, you'll probably set the tone for what you would like to see this company do. If you purchase the company, you might want to change some of the rules, some of the ways that the company is staffed. Even when we talk about relations, human, we call it HR here. So human resources. Now, all these things have to be dealt with, because obviously you're in a totally different environment. Whereas ABC is typically going to be just a clone of the headquarters with a few changes, and you may even staff this with people from the United States. And in some cases, if you're just starting out, it can be a small sales office. You're just taking orders. It's not an operation, it's just a sales office, and you're taking orders. And when you take orders here, and then ABC headquarters sends those goods to the ABC office, and then ABC sends them out throughout the country.